Hey YouTube, how's everyone doing today? I wanted to talk a little bit about a game that I found on Steam called Footgun Underground. It released on April the 30th, so a couple of days before I'm recording this. I saw the trailer and I saw the landing page on Steam, and I was immediately intrigued by the concept. It is basically I think it's a German studio, some crazy mad genius grabbed a Lethal League and said, I want to make this, but a roguelite. And that they did. So I was intrigued by the game, and I also was, in all honesty, somewhat skeptical. I didn't know what to expect out of the game. We all know that Lethal League is a fantastic game, but it is also a very unique game in the way that it is designed and the way that the mechanics interact with each other. And I like to say that I am very pleasantly surprised. The game is very deceptively simple on the surface, right? It's just, oh, you're just a dude that kicks a ball. And eventually you get more balls. Up to this moment, I think that there's going to be characters that are going to have 3 balls, but most characters can only have 2 balls. This is going to be a common joke in this video, right? Even they, in their trailer, make a lot of ball jokes. Because it's funny, it's easy, it's a funny joke. So you get your different balls, you can equip different items to it that work a little bit like synergies in a game like Isaac, The Binding of Isaac. And each single of the balls has different effects. There are balls that explode, there are balls that attach to enemies, there are balls that turn into a blade saw and stay put in a place, dealing consistent damage to the enemy that is in the area. And at the beginning, you think that I thought, at least, that the game didn't really have enough backbone mechanically to support longer playtimes. But that is not true. The character movement is very snappy, it's very fast. You can have multiple jumps. And that is on top of each character being built in a different way. Each character has a different beginning ball to be able to attack enemies with. Each character has a different kick speed, a different kick strength, and they can have a different customization slot so that you can improve your character over the course of each and every run. One of the things that was very strange for me to experience is that, do you remember how in Peggle you had to try to find the correct angle to throw the each and every ball so that it bounced enough times to get the points and what else? I found myself remembering that feeling a little bit, but in real time and in a more action-oriented context. Where in Footgun Underground, you can use, you have basically 2 main ways to interact with the ball. You can either control it with the left bumper or shoot it with the right bumper. So you can have a different, you can control the momentum of the balls to a certain extent so that whenever the ball is close to you and you are charging your ability, there's a little arrow that shows the direction where the ball is going to be kicked. And that makes it so at the beginning you feel like you need to use the little arrow to be able to aim your shots and to hit the targets. But as you play through, it becomes very intuitive in a way where you can just get near to the ball in a certain way, control it a little bit, raise its position so you can get a proper angle and kick it, and then it immediately hits the enemy. Not only that, but the way that the collisions are handled in the game makes it so the balls will collide with each other and the momentum will be transferred between them, which you don't really consider it to be that big of a deal when you're starting to play, but as you progress and you go on through the game, you realize the importance of being able to use one of the balls to push the other ball so that it reaches a different enemy, or that it gets a lot more momentum, or maybe one of your balls has more attachments to it so that it is in a way your main damage ball. So you have to use your other ball as a support item, basically, so you can get your offensive going with your high leveled or a high damage ball. One of the things that I found really funny about this game is that normally, and I appreciate it, by the way, I really, really do appreciate it. One of the things that really surprised me about this game is that it is one of the only games in my life that hasn't exploded my eardrums at the moment that I begin it, that I launch it for the first time. This game just is set up with a relatively low volume from the get-go, as well as having not that loud of a max volume, which I very much appreciate. I think that is a little detail that most other games don't really pay enough attention to. But anyway, that's just me going off on a tangent. I wanted to bring attention to that because I think it's very important, but it's just a tangent. I played the game with a controller, and I think that the menu system is a little bit overwhelming, I think is the correct way to describe it. At the beginning, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to navigate it. To be fair, I didn't pay enough attention. But I think that menu was designed primarily with keywords in mind, and that is fine. It's just a little thing that I noticed because I'm a filthy controller player. And I think that the way that the game handles upgrades is very interesting. The game, basically not every time, sometimes when you kill an enemy, they drop either a ball, or they drop a ball enhancement, or they drop a character enhancement, and they all have different levels of rarity, which is, basic, I think, MMO stuff, right? Like the clear is common, then green is rare, then blue, then I think purple. I don't recall correctly. And the way that you get your items to level up is by collecting two of the same level and mixing them together in your inventory, which is then adds an extra layer of complexity to the game of inventory management, right? Every character has their own. I don't know if it's a universal size of, I don't know how to say it, like a backpack where you carry your back up your inventory. That's the word. Thank you. I don't know if everyone has a different size of inventory. I haven't really played with many characters. Most of my time I spent it playing with the main character. But then what happens is that you find yourself in this system where you have to manage both your balls and your enhancements in way of either I have to keep this around in order to be able to level up later, or I need to get this away from my inventory so I can make space for this new thing that I just got, and then I cannot put in any of my balls, or I cannot put it in my character in my character's customization slots, but you want to have for future use. Which I thought it was pretty good. I was surprised at how, once I understood it, and how into that inventory finagling, because I think that is the way that I felt it. It's just like, oh no, I gotta move, I gotta put this thing, I gotta put this item here, I gotta put this little upgrade here, and then I gotta open the menu for this ball and put all my extra little upgrades there so I can have it around. It's a very... I didn't expect to like that aspect of the game as much as I ended up liking. I think that, to sum it all up, because I've realized that I've gone for over 10 minutes, and I appreciate your time very much. I wanted to tell you a little bit about this, help you make a little bit of a more informed decision. This game gets a glowing recommendation from me. Who am I? Just a guy. But you can watch the video. I'm gonna edit it from the stream that I made of it. By the way, you can go follow me, twitch.tv/laserwolf0. I feel that unfortunately this game is gonna fall under lots of people's radars. Just because of how strange and how arcane the concept seems on the surface. But I think that this game has a lot of mechanical depth, despite of how simple it looks. It has, the movement is very good, it's very snappy, as I mentioned previously, and I think that it has a lot of the makings of a very successful game, if only it's able to find a market. Anyways, that's gonna be it for me for this video. I wanted to try to do a little bit more unscripted, a little bit more off the cuff, off the top of my dome. Please do all the YouTube engagement things. You can hit a like, you can give me a comment with what you think about the game. How do you like this format? Would you like to see more coverage of relatively odd indie games from Steam? And if you really like the video or would like to see more videos in the future, you can always hit that subscribe button. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one, hopefully. I do like how, like, authentic the Yo, la chilena! Oh, let's go.